Welcome to episode 33 of Confessions of an SEO. This is your host, Carolyn Holzman, and congratulations, you have found the most non-SEO SEO podcast on the planet. A close friend started to referring to Confessions to Radiolab, except for SEO. And I think that is true, because mostly what I share are stories mixed with some SEO stuff. Here you'll find the people side of SEO. It's time we put a human face on our misunderstood and often maligned industry. So if you're here for the shiny new SEO tactic, if there is any in here, it's going to be completely by accident. This is agnostic information concerning SEO from someone who has been there on both sides. A brick and mortar business for over 28 years trying to just get more business, and a reformed client SEO of 12 years so far, but now a seriously seeking SEO researcher and tester. I'm not here to sell you whether you're a business owner or an SEO. I deeply believe the farmer and the cowboys should be friends, and there's mutual revenue opportunities for all of us when we can understand each other's work better. And frankly, I'm tired of hearing business owners say that they got scammed and good SEOs frustrated and who've been hung up on when they reach out to earn new business. So, if you're an SEO, a business owner, or a C-suite executive working with an SEO marketing team, you're in the right place. I'm pretty excited about today's show topic. I've been sent, or should I say, it's been shared with me, and the it is, drumroll please, an SEO proposal. I'm so excited. And this excites me for two reasons. One, this is real. This is someone who receives all those, quote, "we do good SEO for you" emails every day. They don't know how to differentiate between all of it, and they truly want the benefits of SEO without hurting their brain. They're busy. They have other fish to fry, and they don't pretend to know anything about SEO, nor do they want to. And they also don't know how to know if they were to sign on for this, how do they know if it's working or not? But they want to. Does that sound familiar? They have an advisory board that they report to, and part of their job is keeping the board up to date on where the money is budgeted for certain items, and to explain and to, in some ways, justify those expenditures. Because the jobs board is to fundraise, and they need to know what they're fundraising for. So, the second reason I'm excited is I have always wanted this podcast, this body of work, to be a trusted resource for business owners. Like I said on last week's episode, I want this to be a safe place, a place where a business owner can participate at the level where they are without fear. And if you've been scammed, well, at the time, let me just tell you, it wasn't your fault. As I see it, with this type of resource at your service, you can get information without being sold. Then you can make choices based on real information. And I want all the business owners, managers, C-suite executives listening to be better prepared to find the best SEO they can and to be able to know it when they do. And spoiler alert, it's not always the one at the top of Google. Most of those know how to rank their brand, but still struggle to know how to stay up to date on how to rank their clients these days and how to do it consistently. In fact, in my opinion, the ones that fly beneath the radar are often the diamonds in the rough. So I am just super excited. It was either that or the wild raspberries I just ate that are just incredible. But I think it's this. All right, so let's begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the items in this proposal, and I intend for what I'm saying to make sense to both the SEO and any business or non-SEO persons listening. Now, this proposal, you should know, is viewed by this business director as a quote for SEO services. There is an estimate for a website redo and a survey cleanup of the business citations. That's places where the name, address, and phone number of a business are listed in various directories. and annual fees for 2 WordPress plugins to permit the organization to use the website for some essential functions related to what they do. And then the last item is a managed hosting of the website. Now, there are things I like in here and some things that are vague. And to start off, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. The SEO in this proposal is strictly confined to setting up a WordPress plugin for basic on-page SEO, specifically the title tag and the meta description. So for those SEOs out there, yeah, it's Yoast. Green light city, my friends, and absolutely nothing special if you don't even know what Yoast is. I'll talk more about that later. Here's what I like about this proposal. So on the website front, it's specific. It includes the design of the home page and the design of the internal pages, as well as the number of the pages they're going to do overall. And it includes taking existing content from the current site and integrating that into the new homepage design and new inner pages. And again, specifying the number of pages included in the price, which is great. Photos are provided, and specifically how many of them. Now, this is important. Listen, images are either copyrighted or published under Creative Commons, or as they're usually called, the public domain. It's important the website design company not accidentally infringe on the copyrights of the image creators. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and most of the time, neither are designers. So if it's not addressed like it is here in the proposal, make sure and get things in writing. You're trying to solve a problem, not create a new expensive one. The number of revisions, this is so important because without them, some projects never die. And when I say die, I mean complete. So for the business owner, when proofing, please don't assume that something will be different when it's live than what you can see in the proof. Your development team will appreciate the question because think about it. If you don't like doing things over and over, believe me, neither does your development team. Now on the directory and the plugin front, yes, very clearly states that these are annual fees. The managed hosting is what most businesses need, but few know that they need. The site backups, just in case, the updating of the software and the plugins. And here I have to tell you, I can't recall how many times I've been given access to a site, logged in, and saw something crazy like 25 plugins needing updates and the WordPress software that hasn't been updated in a couple of years. It's important that these updates are done because these are security issues. Things like malware, try saying that 10 times, they can be injected in here. So managed hosting does this updating for you. And you should be able to log in and see if they're doing it. You can ask, how often do you check to see if anything needs to be updated? Is it once a month? And how do they handle the sometimes weekly updates when new episodes are found that need to be corrected from the last update? Also, if updating to a new version of a plugin breaks the site, this is where those backups of your site are worth their weight in gold. The managed hosting means you don't have to be a server expert or a WordPress expert. They're taking on the headaches of rolling back to an earlier version of the site. What I don't like in here is that the hosting looks like it's an annual fee because it's not specified. It could be a monthly, it could be an annual. And this is where business owners start to feel like they're being scammed because they don't even know how to ask the question. And from the web designer side, I'm sure they assume that everybody knows this kind of service can't be billed annually for such a low dollar amount. So it's possible that this piece that's left off this proposal is an entry point for what they say called confusion and error, and also likely where some feelings are going to start to get involved, and there can be so much unnecessary strife in a business relationship. This must be clarified. Now the SEO. Honestly, I was hoping to see more of what I would call SEO services. It's not in there. I think since they include the SEO plugin and the minimal on-page, that's what we call, well, let me go back to the on-page concept. These are things that appear on the website. And most of the on-page is where certain words and phrases and things that are relevant to the topic are placed in what we call zones of the page. So the title, the meta title. There is no test on this. I'm just using those as examples. But because the word is used on the proposal, SEO, it has led to the expectation that this is an SEO services proposal. This is not SEO in the full sense of the word, nor in the execution. I have started calling what I do as an SEO as tuning a page to the SERP, or that's short for the Search Engine Result Page, SERP. If we know the idea is to make a page more relevant to the topic than the competitors, this is not a once and done effort. Sure, you can set the title, and after a couple of updates, what happens is usually and I'm using air bunnies here, the rules surrounding Google's way of determining how relevant your page is, they can change. So the same page may have been tuned for a previous SERP, but now in this new one, it's a whole difference of how that relevancy is calculated. And if it's not performing well, it has to be retuned. So to stay ahead of the competitors, or sometimes just the cruelty of the Google algorithm, you need to know what changed. And where are those holes in your page? And then they need to be filled with things that send the right and relevant signals. So it might be tweaking content, gaining more backlinks. Those are other people's websites that point to yours. Or maybe removing some now newly confusing information to the algorithm to further clarify the topical relevance of your page. There is no way doing that is a one-time fee or a plugin doing the minimum. Let me repeat that. There is no way that that's a one-time fee or a plugin that fills in the title, gives you a way to set up your meta description. There's no way that that is the same as an ongoing monthly SEO service. SEO strategy is always to refine relevancy, to get that click. And from there, what is on the page needs to convert that person from a looky-loo to a customer or a client or a fan, and get them onto your site, filling out your form or calling you. Typically, SEO services run $1,000 on the low side every month. And they could go up from there. I mean, it's not unheard of that someone is paying $10,000 or more, depending on their business model. Now, not every business can justify the low end of that, much less the high end. And in those cases, I'd recommend a consultation with an SEO to develop an overall strategy that the organization can implement at the level where it makes the most sense, and accept the fact that they will likely rank for the name of the business or organization and any searches where there's not a lot of competing content from competitors that relate to what they do. But that's it. And for some, that's enough. Spoiler alert, that's likely not going to be free. You should look at consulting with an SEO. I mean, honestly, to be fair, you should look at it costing about $2,000 or more to get that kind of information. Yes, just like you want to be paid for your expertise, so should the SEO on the strategy. Build your foundation on your business the way you would want to be treated. Well, this brings us to the end of the final Vermont episode of 2021. Next week, it's back to coming from Texas. Thank you for listening. I appreciate so much receiving your questions and comments, which you can send to confessions@americanwaymedia.com. And if you missed it, in episode 31, I asked, please, for both SEOs and business owners, just send in their observations and experiences. It's too involved to go into it here, but if you listen to it, you'll know if there's something in there that you would like to share. Like in this episode, someone sent in a proposal that they had received. So feel free, please. Everything on the show is without any identification, so you can share freely and help yourselves and others who are like you. Thank you for letting your friends know about Confessions, and don't stop sharing it. If you want to share it with colleagues or business owners, just copy the URL of the episode. And of course, you can just Google it, Confessions of an SEO. You can't miss it. We all stand to make more business and success for each other when we, both the SEOs and the business owners, understand each other better. This is your host, Carolyn Holzman. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the SERPs.